Hi, good afternoon. Please take a seat. So, did you have any trouble finding the place? No? Okay, good. Well, like we discussed over the phone, today is just going to be us kind of talking about the space that we have to work with. I will be trying to get a visual of your garden and taking some notes about your preferences. And we're just going to be looking at some ideas. I have a couple of books and magazines that I already gathered based on kind of what we discussed over the phone. And we are going to be looking at those later on when we start really planning what we are going to do with your garden. Okay? So first I am just going to get a visual of the space that we are working with. Can I get you anything to drink? No? Maybe you would like to try one of these lovely cherry tomatoes? Yes, they were grown in my own garden at home. Sure, go ahead and try one. I'll have a small one myself. Okay. So, could you just first repeat your name for me real quick? So I can start up a file for you. Okay. And you had a garden that we're talking about doing the backyard or the front yard as well. Okay. So the backyard, and there's a strip to the side of the house as well. Just the one side or around? Oh, okay, so you're just going to keep it grass on the one side? Yes, that is a fairly narrow space to work with. Well, if you want, we could always think of a hedge to still put there, or something to grow alongside of the house. But for now, we'll just do the backyard and the one side strip. And which way are they facing? Well, that's just important for me to know, to decide on when there will be shade coming across your garden, when it will be sunny, and all that. Okay, so the backyard is facing south. And the strip that we're going to be working with, west. Okay. Great. Then I'm just going to get a visual of the garden. So let's start with the backyard. What shape are we working with? rectangular shape, okay, and the dimensions. Okay. Okay. And is all of this going to be free for us to plant and do with what we will? No? Okay. Well, which of the spaces are already in use? So you've got a terrace, and how big is it and what shape? Okay. And how is the terrace currently closed off from the rest of the garden? Is there a wall or a fence or anything? No, that's open? Okay. What else? There is a shed. In the far right corner. And the dimensions? Well, just give me an estimation. Okay. And aside from that, is there anything already growing that you want to keep? There's a tree. And where is this tree? Okay. Do you know how old it is? About 30 years. Okay, and it's a walnut tree. Okay. So it's pretty big. And so if your yard is facing the south, that means that the backyard, because of this tree, is mostly covered in shade starting around 4 p.m. kind of. Yeah. Okay. But before that, it's basically all sun. No neighboring trees on the other side that may throw shade across your yard. No? Okay. Okay, great. So, then my first question is, how much of this are you looking to just keep as grass or tile or stone or anything? Grass? Okay. Yes, it's important to save some space for the kids to play in. I remember my dad growing up, he had the greenest hands in the world. And every year when me and my sisters were little, he would take his shovel and go around the remaining grass, and he would take off like 5 inches around the grass that we had available to us, and it was so hard to see a little bit of our playing area die every year and be sacrificed to plants and flowers. So I think it's good that you want to keep some grass. So where and how much exactly? Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. Okay, so then I have an idea of the space we are working with in the backyard. So let's quickly add the side strip to that. Please have another one. Well, soon you will be growing these delicious tomatoes. So, the side strip. How is it connected to the backyard area? There is a pathway. Okay. And any trees or current things that are there and may determine how we proceed? No? This is currently just a wildly overgrown grass. Okay. Okay, great. So then we can kind of start brainstorming a little bit. So the terrace and the shed, are you looking to keep that the way it is now, or do you want to change that up a little bit as well? Okay, so the terrace stays the same for now, but you would like a nicer shed? Okay. Okay, so yes, we can definitely look for a new shed that is more to your liking. Now, are you going to be wanting to add any more trees to the yard? Okay, so not the backyard. You want to keep the sun in that yard for the morning and the early afternoon? Okay. But you do want to add some to the side strip? Yes, well, since the sun will be setting there anyway, you won't be losing much sun. Okay, so we can look for a few trees for that side strip. And other than that, I remember that you do want to be growing your own vegetables. You told me over the phone, right? So I suggest that we do add a greenhouse to the backyard as well, just because it will give us a wider range of vegetables that you can grow. Okay. And what size do you think you would be able to live with? Okay. Yes, we can definitely look for something that size and something that will still look pleasing to the eye. Yes. So we should just place that there, and then choose another patch of garden to grow other vegetables that don't need to be grown in the greenhouse. So maybe just do that right next to it. And this can kind of just be your biological patch where you can grow your own vegetables. And we could look for a just a nice little fence to shield it from the rest of the yard and just make it a little bit more appealing to the eye, and use the rest of the available space that is not grass for the children to just choose some plants and flowers. And did I ask you yet if you wanted to keep the pathway that is now connecting the house to the backyard? No, you do want to be looking for a different tile there. Also, currently it doesn't match the terrace. Right. And you would like it to? Okay. Well, of course you could describe it to me, but it would be best if you took a picture of the terrace right now. Or, of course, if you would like, we could schedule our next appointment to be at your house, so I could just get a feel of the reality of the garden right now. Okay, we can definitely discuss that later. So change the pathway to match the terrace, and then we decided on some trees there, and then just plant some flowers. There's no grass that you want, just a little bit in between. Okay, well, we can definitely create like a shape with the flowers and plants, and keep the rest grass and maybe some decorative stones. And then the trees will mostly be here. Okay, well then I think we can start selecting what we are going to do in the garden. So how about we just start by getting some general ideas in the magazine, and then if there's still time on this appointment, we can select some specific plants and flowers and vegetables, of course, to order and plant in the garden. So this magazine is specifically for design, just garden design. So in it we're just going to be seeing a lot of ideas. For example, for the shed you want to replace, maybe you will be seeing a stone that is similar to your terrace. If you do, please point it out. We will still confirm if it is the same type of stone as your terrace, but I will have an idea and it will help me get a visual of what we want to accomplish. And of course we will be seeing some beautiful greenhouses as well. So these are some gardens that are designed in a kind of Mediterranean atmosphere. Yes, in this garden, that Mediterranean feel is achieved by the palm trees. But of course, in our climate, this is really not an easy thing to do. You would actually have to wrap them in winters. So I don't think that we will be looking to do that. Because as I understand it, you are willing to put in the work in the vegetable patch and the greenhouse, but you would like the rest of the garden to be somewhat low maintenance. Yes, we'll definitely consider that. You'll be seeing some very interesting ideas for your patio furniture as well, if you are looking to change that. Here you see two beautiful little greenhouses that really aren't all, plastic or matte glass. Just beautiful, clear greenhouses, clear glass. And these are smaller as well, which is what you are looking for. You don't want a big greenhouse. Yeah, so this is kind of what I mean when I was designing the shape of the side strip of the yard. You can just, in between the plants, go in with this kind of fine rock, which would be a lot easier to upkeep than grass, because it will be too narrow for you to get through with a lawnmower, so you would have to get a special smaller one to cut those pieces, and I think that would get us into the more high maintenance area. So we're probably looking at some rock. Yes, like this as well, or this, to shape that area. So, you like these colors? Those kind of blue and purple tones? Well, I will make a note of that already. Okay, so the elm flower, those purple bells, Oh, so this is a terrace resembling yours? Okay. Okay, so the stones have these different kind of tones to them. Well, that's actually probably going to be easier to match than if you just had one single tone. Then it would be a little harder to get an exact match. But now we can definitely work that out. This ruffled velvet is also something that catches your eye. Well, it would go well with the other ones we wrote down. I'm just writing this down to get an idea of what you want, and then we'll put it all together with the rest. And here we find some sheds. Yes, this is a very modern looking shed. And I don't think that's what you want. No. Yeah, something like that is probably more suitable to the rest of the garden. If you are thinking about the blue and purple and white tones, then that shed would definitely make a nice addition. Well, this blue tile is interesting as well. I know that you want the pathway to match the terrace, but maybe in the design of the side strip you could also go for a little bit of tiling instead of rock. So these are just all options. And in these two, we will be seeing more just flowers and plants for you to select. Yes, these are all beautiful dahlias. Yeah, they have some wonderful deep purple and pink types. But they are relatively high maintenance. the one that we already noted from the previous magazine. Yes, these are beautiful blue, but these are very high maintenance, so probably not what you want to be planting. Okay, so you would say that this represents what you want fairly well. So does this shed interest you as well then? Yes. There is a lot of blue and purple in this magazine. I think I made the right selection. Yes, lavender, of course. Yes, these have always been a personal favorite of mine. And what about roses? I don't think that's what you're looking for either. No. Yes, they can be hard to grow. But I am always a sucker for the smell of roses. And so in this magazine there was something that I wanted to show you. Here it is immediately. I think this is just a beautiful greenhouse. Yes, it is in the style of those first two that we saw. It is a little bit bigger. Yes, the detailing on the top is just wonderful. And this little side area with the door is beautiful. And there's no reason for the greenhouse to detract from the garden's beauty. It can definitely add to it as well. Now there was something else in here that I wanted to show you. I should have noted it. This isn't it, but my eye just caught here because you mentioned the bloom. Yes, a wonderful hydrangea. Okay, let me just look for it. Right here. So this is kind of how I see it. We'll have the greenhouse with the rest of the patch of vegetables next to it. And then just the side of plants mostly, just green, and we'll get some blues and purples in there as well. But then as we move to the front and come closer to the grass, maybe just some flowers and some smaller and shorter growing plants. So how does that look? Okay. Well, I think that I have a good idea of what you want, and I can definitely get to work in visualizing your garden digitally. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a 3D computer generated image of your garden and the way that I would like to design it. And then I will either invite you back or we can immediately meet at your house so I can see if everything will work, if there's anything that I overlooked, and all that. So I will just get to work with the information that I have. I have an idea of what kind of greenhouse you would like, what kind of shed, the pathway that we are designing. Yeah, so all that we didn't really discuss is the trees, but I will just throw some ideas in there. Is this something that you have discussed with the neighbors? Okay, and what do they think about growing any tall trees there? Are they going to lose any of their... No? No, okay, so their yard starts a little further back, so because they're on the side, they won't remove any of their suns. So we can go pretty high with this. Yes. Okay, so I'll just see what I can do, and I will contact you. It shouldn't take me more than a week. And then we will set up another meeting. Do you have any questions for me now? Okay. Okay, great. Well, thank you for coming. And I think that we will be able to create a beautiful low maintenance paradise for you. Okay. Bye.